Role-based authentication is something that is very important for every application. This extra layer of roles in authentication provides some extra security in our application. So suppose you have some resources that you want to allow only for some specific users, then you can assign some role to those users and only the user having that particular role can access only that resource. Now let's learn how can we use the role in ASP.NET Core MVC application. Let's open the Visual Studio. Here again we are back to our bookstore web application. And first let's run this application by pressing Ctrl F5. In the previous video we have added some areas in this application and this is the first area for the admin. Suppose I want to allow only the logged in users that have the admin roles to access that particular page. Let's learn how can we do that. Let's start everything from scratch. So first let's add a new user in this application. Suppose the first name is admin user. The email is admin@test.com. Then the password is suppose 123456. Here is the password. Again click on the sign up button. Let's confirm that email, and here I can see lots of email in my email box, so it means you are using my username and password. That is fine. So let's focus on our email. Click on the verify email button. The email has been verified successfully and now we can log in this application. We need to handle that return URL. We'll do that later. So the email ID is admin@test.com. The password was 456. Click on the login button and it is login successful. Now let's see what we got in the database. Here we are in the bookstore database and let's open this ASP.NET users table. And here we have the details. Everything is working fine. Now we need to focus on the roles, and to work on the roles we need to have two things. First is we need to define what all roles we have in this application, and second what role is applicable or assigned to a particular user. First let's learn how can we work with the roles in this application. So here you can notice that we have one table for the ASP.NET roles. Let's see what we got in this table. This is a very simple table and here you can see we have only 4 columns. First is ID, name and some other columns also. Now all the roles that you want to define in your application, you need to define all of them over here. So suppose for the first time I'm doing it from the database, so we just need to define the name. The name of the role is admin, and again here I can add the admin. This is just the values. We need to define the ID also. The ID is 1. That's fine. So we have added one record in our ASP.NET roles table. If you want to add more roles in your application, then either you can do all these things from the database directly, or the identity also provide one role manager. You can use that role manager to work on these roles. Now we have one more table in this database and the name is ASP.NET user roles. Let's see what we got in this table. Let's right click and again click on the edit. Here we have just 2 columns. First is the user ID and second is the role ID. It means here we can assign the role to a particular user. Suppose I want to assign a role to this particular user. This is the ID of this user. Let's copy it, go back here, enter the ID this time in this column, and the ID of our role is 1. So here we have defined a role. The ID is 1. I can simply enter 1 here and that's it. Now this user has the admin role. In ASP.NET Core application, you can assign n number of roles to a particular user. So suppose you have 3 roles in your application. First is admin, second is sales, and third is for the account related. And if you want to assign all of them to a particular user, then you can add multiple rows over here in this table and you can assign all the roles to that particular user. So this is how it works. Now let's learn how can we restrict a particular resource in our application so that only the user that have the correct role can access that particular resource. Let's open the Visual Studio. Let's open the controllers folder and here you can see that we have this home controller. In this home controller we have couple of action methods. Now suppose I want to apply the restriction on this contact us action method. So we have to do everything step by step. First step is that we need to make some changes so that only the logged in user can access this particular page. Right now you can see it is open and anyone can access this page from the browser. Here you can see if I click on the contact us, then this page is working fine. And even if I'm opening this page in the incognito mode, then you can see it is working fine because there is no restriction on this particular page. So first step is we need to add the authorize attribute over here. Let's build the solution. After using this attribute, only the logged in user can access this particular page. Let's see how it works on the browser. So here we are logged in this application. Let's refresh this page. And it is working fine, you can see over here. Now let's open the incognito mode window, refresh this page over here. This time you can see the application has redirected us to the logged in page. It means only the logged in user can access this particular resource now. Now let's learn how can we add the roles in that particular action method. To assign the role, we need to use the same authorize attribute and use a parenthesis, then type roles. Here in the string format you can define all the roles. So here I have written admin. It means only the user that has admin role can access this particular resource. Let's save the changes, build the application, again go back to the browser. Let's log out from this application and let's log in again. Click on the contact and it is working fine. If you will try to access this page without login in the application and by using the user that does not has the admin role, then the application will redirect you to the logged in page. So this is how we can work on the role management in ASP.NET Core. Now suppose you have multiple roles in your application, and if you want to add multiple roles over here, then you can put a comma and you can define your second role. So suppose the second role is user in this application, so I can simply type user. This is how you can use multiple roles on a particular resource. You can use all these things at three levels. First is the action method level. Second is the controller level. It means you can define all these things directly on the controller level. If you are defining everything at the controller level, then all the action methods will follow that particular rule. You can also override the setting by using the allow anonymous attribute. And the third is that you can define everything globally. If you are defining everything globally, it means in the startup class, then you don't have to define your attribute again and again at the controller level or the action method level. Everything that you will have in this application, those will come under that particular attribute. By now in this application, you can see that we were creating the roles manually directly from the database, and we were assigning the role directly from the database to a particular user. But in general scenario, we can't do that. So we must have something that will handle everything automatically from the code. Okay, so first let's focus on the role management. Let's open the account repository, and here we have used two managers. First is the user manager, second is the sign in manager. In the same manner, we need to use the role manager over here. This is the role manager, and in this role manager we need to pass a class identity role, because we have not created a custom class for this identity role, so we are using the default one. Let's give it a name. Let's use it in the dependency injection. And over here we can create some methods to work with this role manager. I'm not doing that in this application because this is your task. Just for the demo purpose, I'm telling you how to use that role manager. So dot, here you can see we have a couple of methods and the properties. So if you will see this create async, this will add a new role in this application. Delete async, you can delete a particular role from this application. Then find by id async, if you want to search a particular role by using the id, then you can use this one. You can also search by using the name, get claims. Basically all the methods or properties that are required to work with the roles, you can use this role manager. So I would suggest to create multiple methods to work with the roles. So now you have to create multiple methods in this repository to work with the role. You can create the roles, you can delete the roles, and all the basic CRUD operations. Then the second task is you need to assign those roles to particular user, and we can assign the roles to a user by using the user manager. Let's see how to do that. So we have the user manager, and here you can see that we have a method add to role async. In this method we need to pass two things. First is the application user, that is the user of our application, and second is the role. So if you want to assign only one role to a particular user, then you can use this method. Let's right click on this one and choose go to definition. So here you can see that we need to pass the user details and the role. Again we have one more method, add to roles async. So this is how you can assign role to a particular user. You can also remove the roles from the user, and all the methods will be available in this user manager. And here are the methods. First is the remove from role async. If you want to remove one particular role from a user, then you can use this method, and if you want to remove multiple roles from a user, then you can use this method. So this is how you can work on the role management in ASP.NET Core. So you have to create couple of pages by yourself and work on this role management directly from the application. That is all in this video. I hope this is a very useful video for you. Make sure to hit the like button, your questions or feedback in the comment section, share this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.